स्वागत है आपका शॉर्ट हैंडियंस गॉट इट चैनल पर। वीडियोस अगर पसंद आ जाएं तो लाइक, शेयर और सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिएगा। लेटेस्ट डिक्टेशन और जॉब नोटिफिकेशंस को पाने के लिए बेल आइकन प्रेस कर दीजिएगा ताकि आपको टाइम पे आपकी डिक्टेशंस मिल सकें। थैंक यू सो मच।
Ready? Start. At a great distance from the coal fields are actually enjoying the advantage of the telescopic rates. It is another form of freight equalization, even if formally it may not be so. I think that it is high time the government should make up its mind as to what to do with this freight equalization which has been in force from some considerable time. So I strongly plead that this recommendation of the committee should be taken seriously. They had spoken about phasing out 4 or 5 years ago. I think it is high time that this equalization policy was given up. It is working to the advantage of some states, but it is working against the interests of other states. Therefore, it becomes an issue not of harmonious reconciliation of interests, but it becomes an issue of controversy and dispute and adds to interstate tension and disputes. Then, I would like to say something about the Kolkata port, with which the Honorable Minister of Shipping and Transport is very much concerned. This report has spoken about the phase that most of our inland waterways are facing very serious hazards. That is to say, hazards of shallow water, erosion of the banks of the rivers and so on. But of all the inland waterways, the one which is never described as an inland waterway because it happens to be one of the major rivers of this country is the Ganga when it reaches the Gangetic Delta, when it becomes known more familiarly as the river Hooghly. Everybody knows that for years we are grappling with this problem, viz. that unless something is done to improve the navigability of that river, the Calcutta port is dwindling, is shrinking, and it can no longer receive large vessels as it used to at one time. And this is all 740 due to the situation of the river, for which government has spent a considerable amount of money constructing the Farraka barrage in the hope that we would get an extra flow of water from the Ganga diverted through the Farraka barrage, which would flush out the accumulated silt from the Hooghly river and thus permit navigability to be increased. But I regret to say that this is not happening at all. I think the government has drawn the attention of the center only a couple of weeks ago that despite the agreement we are not getting the required water. At the outset, we may mention that the dispute between the parties pertained to the shares of respondent number 1, Star Health Insurance Company, standing in the name of the respondent numbers 3 to 7, as per the appellants/plaintiffs. It is respondent number 2 which has the beneficial interest in those shares. In this behalf, the appellants/plaintiffs filed the suit through their power of attorney holder before the High Court of Madras seeking inter alia the relief of declaration of beneficial interests of respondent number 2 herein in the shares which are in the names of respondent numbers 3 to 7. These constitute a total of 6.16% of the shareholding of respondent number 1. However, issue before this court is very limited, which pertains to the territorial jurisdiction, viz. whether High Court of Madras has the territorial jurisdiction to entertain the suit filed by the appellants herein as per clause 12 of the letters stop.